What's up, y'all? What's going on? Who they? Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. I see we got two people here. What's up, Viper? What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Bengals aren't making the playoffs. Stream isn't working. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? That's better. It says you guys can barely hear me. Hold on. All right. Cool, cool. All right. I'm here to answer you guys' questions. Let's see. Bruh. Okay, cool. Thoughts on Drake Kirkpatrick? Dre just is Dre, bruh. He's not having that great of a season. Is kind of average. I mean, honestly, he's not having too bad of a season, but not too great of a season. When is Nick Vigil coming back? I'm not sure. He's still on the injury report. What should Auden Tate do? It's clear the Bengals won't use him. I don't know, man. Like Marvin Lewis is crazy. Like he's talking about that Auden Tate isn't good enough to be on this roster. That's a joke. Cody Corez, get out of here, bro. Will the Bengals sweep the Browns? I don't know, man. Honestly, like the way that they've played, I can't say that we will. I think we'll at least beat them once, but I can't say whether or not we'll beat them. AJ update, I haven't heard anything yet. I think he will be back next week, though. That's my guess. I'll still have to look at the injury report. Have we fired Cody Core yet? No, unfortunately not. Can we snatch the last wild card spot? We can, but now we're going to have a lot of things fall our way. Can we please release Cody Core? I wish. Give me a trade and sign draft pick you would do over the season. Um, I mean, the trade deadline has kind of passed. If we were going into the offseason, I would say it kind of depends on who's available. I can't really say one for right now. Um, a draft pick, I haven't looked at the draft yet. A tradable person, I don't know, man. Like this team needs to trade for a linebacker. I can see that happening in the offseason. Did you watch Monday night's game? That's how our offense should have been. I wish, Sir Dom. That was just like a big reminder that we are nowhere near ready to compete for a Super Bowl right now because our offense can barely score 25 points, let alone 30 to 40 to 50. Why the hell did we throw at the core? I'm still trying to find that out days later, my friend. I have no idea. No idea. Will we get a new defensive coordinator? It I don't know. Like we want to really keep eyes on Vance Joseph to see if he gets moved. If he does leave, I think that the Bengals will hire him as a defensive coordinator. Do you think it's possible that Tyler Eifert might leave us? I think Tyler actually likes being in the Natty. I think we have a good chance of bringing him back again on a year deal. But if he gets a pretty good deal from like the Rams or something like that, I don't know, bruh. Who should we draft for the first round? A linebacker. Um, I mean, if not a linebacker, then you have to go quarterback. But we have to see how the rest of the season plays out. Five wild card teams. That's crazy. It is crazy. Who should we draft? Let me see. Do you think Laser will be fired next if his offense keeps looking like shit? Yes, I do. Um, but it might not be until after the season. But this offense has been horrible, man. It's like I was telling somebody the other day, it's a bipolar offense. It's crazy. You think old dude spit on Tez? Yes, he spit on Tez. I mean, the dude spit and the spit hung on his face mask. It's just because it's not Tez doing it that they're not paying any attention to it. But he clearly spit on him. Like the guys that are trying to say that he didn't, come on. Didn't trade Cody Core for some Miller High Life. You might have to trade that dude for some Natty Light right now. Um, let's see. Are we doing with Nickerson starting in the middle of the defense with yeah, Preston Brown did go to IR. That sucks. Hardy Nickerson is our starting middle linebacker. Yes, we are doomed. Definitely. We need to beat the Browns twice and we need to beat the Broncos and Chargers or the Steelers. I think we could beat the Browns twice. I don't think it's a slam dunk. I think we could do that. And I think we could beat the Broncos. Chargers, I don't know, bruh. I don't know about that. We got to improve our offense before I could say that we can beat the Chargers. We could have got Patrick Mahomes instead of John Ross. That's true. Who do you think is our best defensive weapon right now, if we have any? Geno Atkins is still him. It's always been Geno Atkins. When will the Bengals win a playoff game? Eh, I was hoping it was going to be this year, but I don't know, bro. I don't even know if we're going to make the playoffs. Landon Collins is a free agent next year. Should we offer him a contract? We should, but will they? I don't know. That would be somebody that I would want to try to trade for. Answering that question from earlier, if we lose to the Browns, Hugh gets fired. Nah, I don't think so. Malik Jefferson needs playing time, definitely. Why didn't we play Auden Tate more? Because we're the Bungles. That's why. Our coaching staff is so stupid sometimes. Do you think Laser will be fired next? I answered that a little bit earlier. I don't know unless they have like a colossal meltdown. I think that he could be asked not to come back next year. I don't know if they'll fire him in season because that's just a lot of turnover in a short amount of time. We got the weapons, my man, with AJ and Eifert. We'd be a top five offense, I believe. Um, I think that we would be a good offense. I don't know about top five just because our coaches don't know how to utilize our weapons that we have. It's just ridiculous. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Super Bowl isn't happening. Our goal is a single playoff win in the next 5 years. Yeah, that's sad, though, man. That's sad that our expectations have to be that low. I would love to get a playoff win. That's not my goal for the next 5 years. I would be disappointed if all we had was a playoff win in the next 5 years. I definitely want a Super Bowl. I just don't think we're anywhere near close to it. We need a quarterback. CJ Mosley is a free agent next year. If the Ravens don't resign CJ Mosley, that would be stupid. What happens to John Brown? John Brown is gone, I believe. What is the biggest key to resign this offseason? I think the biggest key player that you need to resign or extend is Tyler Boyd. I think that's clear as day that we definitely need to lock him up before he gets out of his rookie contract. Okay. Let's see. Just catching up on some of these. We already lost to playoff bound teams. What's the point of the playoffs now? You still got to try to make the playoffs, man. You still got to try to make the playoffs. How do you think our defense will be against the Browns? It's going to be tough, man. I think the Browns are actually better now with Baker Mayfield. Marvin Lewis is going to have to put together a recipe for this defense to contain him. But not only that, the offense has to be able to keep up with him. I'm coming with peace. This channel seems very informative for our rivals. I'm a Ravens fan. What's up, John Cena? I will have to be classy and congratulate you guys on that win. You guys came and handled business. So hey, we're both going to be fighting for that last wild card spot. But you guys deserve that win. You came out. Your coaches did what they were supposed to do. Hey, you guys took care of business. How do you feel about Jesse Bates the third? I think Jesse Bates the third should be in the contention for I think defensive rookie of the year. I think he should definitely be in that contention for it. What's up, man? What's up, Bengals for life? We will see. We will sweep Cleveland because we stole Hugh. True. Thoughts on our chances in the wild card? I think our chances are just as good as anyone else's, man. It's really a situation where we kind of left it up. We had the leverage to gain that edge this week, and we just really let it up. So it's going to be tough. We're going to have to win out for the most part here on out to try to have a chance to go in there. Will AJ play this week? I answered this earlier. I think he does, but we'll be stay tuned to my channel. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe because I will be giving updates on the injury reports going forward, and we'll see what happens. I think the first one comes out tomorrow. So be sure to be back here tomorrow because I will let you guys know whether AJ will return to practice or not. Honestly, he could probably come back in a limited fashion. You probably will want to wait until Friday to be more informative if he's going to play or not. I can actually reach out to one of my inside sources and see what he thinks. But I will warn you that this guy has spoken directly to AJ, and AJ at the time didn't think that the injury was as serious as it was, and then it turned out being serious. So AJ Green himself isn't a doctor as well. Malik Jefferson needs to play definitely. Do you see John Ross? Yeah, I saw John Ross monster defender, and I will have to give John Ross his props. You guys know me. I criticize guys, but when they come through and ball out or make plays like John Ross did, he did his thing. Salute to John Ross. If you saw my recap video, that he was one of the first people that I actually shouted out as far as being a positive. Let's see, watching this in my Geno Atkins jersey. Speaking of him, oh, that's what's up, bro. I had to throw the flag on, man. It was pretty tough. I was kind of frustrated after that loss, but hey, it is what it is. We have to roll with Who They Nation. Why don't we throw the mixing out of the backfield more? You'd have to ask Bill Lazor that, man. I have no idea. I have no idea. Some of these things that happen, I would think that you would also line um, mixing outside at the receiver. I don't understand why they don't do that as well. That's just not smart. Any words of hope for the Bengals fans? We have the worst luck, and it's hard being a Bengals fan. It's rough, bro. Bubblefish, I feel you, bro. Is this team probably takes years off of my life, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's tough being a Bengals fan, and it's tough being a team where you think that you're good enough to get wins, and you get held back by marginal coaching. You get held back sometimes by a guy who becomes a marginal quarterback when he doesn't have AJ Green. But I think that there's still a chance, still a slight chance that this team could go 9-7. So we'll have to just see what happens, and we'll just have to hold out hope. Do you play fantasy football? Yes, I play in several leagues, money leagues. I watch all. Outside of the Bengals, I watch all other teams based off of my fantasy team with Red Zone. So I keep up with the other teams that way as well. Is it time for Burfict to go? No, I just think that Burfict is playing hurt. He's playing hurt. He's out of shape. It's just not a good year for him. It's definitely a year of regression. But for things that just started with him having a suspension, coming in out of shape. So I definitely don't think it's time for him to go, especially when you look at our linebackers and Hardy Nickerson is starting. Definitely not time for him to go. Dalton's the only problem is throwing on the move. Dalton's problem as well, Cincy fan, is that he cannot do anything without AJ Green. We gotta, he's got to get better, man. This is year 8. I don't think Andy Dalton is not a quarterback, but I think the Bengals could use a better. I think you were saying that he's not a bad quarterback. I don't think anybody thinks Andy Dalton is a bad quarterback. They just feel like, it's kind of like the Alex Smith situation, right? Like Alex Smith was with the 49ers and they could only get to a certain point with him. They could get to the playoffs, but they couldn't take that next step. Same thing with the Kansas City Chiefs. He got there. He was a good quarterback. He just wasn't the guy to take them to the next level. And you see what Kaepernick did with the 49ers, got them to the Super Bowl. You see what Pat Mahomes is doing right now. So it's not that Andy Dalton is a bad quarterback. It's just that he might not be the quarterback for this team to get us over the hump. So I agree with that. We should trade Andy Dalton for Matthew Stafford, Marcus Mariota. Nah, bruh. Nah, I don't want Stafford's contract. Uh, and Marcus Mariota is like a walking injury, bro. Like, I like Marcus Mariota, but he's always hurt, and he is playing complete trash right now. So I'm good on that right now. I'd rather draft a quarterback or, possibly look at somebody else other than that. Looks like Ross is starting to progress. Agree. I think Ross is starting to progress. I think he just realizes it is what it is. I'm going to have to go and get whatever balls are thrown to me or I'm going to get criticized. Let's hope Kasim Adebali gets it right. I think Kasim Adebali is like an undrafted free agent that we just signed today. I'm not sure what he can actually do. If you guys are familiar with him, usually like I'm up to date on a lot of these like college players and stuff. I do not know who that dude even is. I'm just gonna be real. I'm not gonna perp to you guys. I haven't even heard about the dude. Why is Marvin mad at Tate? I have no idea. That makes no sense. Like, if you're gonna be mad at somebody, be mad at Cody Core. He's dropped multiple passes this season. You want to talk about Auden Tate dropping passes, and you want to talk about him being on the practice squad, bro. Cody Core would be on a lot of teams' practice squads. All right. Like, I don't know what it is where he gets this cocky confidence and I understand nobody's saying that Auden Tate is a monster, but the kid, how do you get mad at the kid for making the catch on the third down? And I mean, yeah, he didn't get the first down, but it was one catch, bro. I don't understand that. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know. Cody Core has dropped plenty of passes, bro. What's the other kid? Josh Malone. He's dropped passes. I just don't see it. Like, you don't throw these guys in your doghouse, but you throw this Auden Tate kid in your doghouse. I don't know. Ridiculous. Let's see. Why can't we have all the weapons on the field and make teams stop us? Mixing in Bernard Green. I don't know. I have no idea. Junior's wife is still a baddie. I don't know who that is. I'm mad about the Cody Court thing. I think we are, bro. Do you think Mixon will leave us when his contract is up? No, it's too early. What happened to Brandon LaFell? Brandon LaFell had like a Achilles tendon tear for the Raiders. That's actually interesting though. Like if Brandon LaFell was still here, I'm pretty sure like my cousin actually reached out to me and was like, "Bro, I would rather have Brandon LaFell than Cody Core," and I have to kind of agree with him. Do you think we will beat the Steelers, bruh? I've felt like we were gonna beat the Steelers at least a couple of times in the past 3 years, and we haven't done it. I don't know. This team, I really don't know. Who else thinks that Kirkpatrick should have kicked Crabtree's ass last game? That's funny. Dr. Phil, you farted, bro. What are you talking about? Silly. Why can't we all get our talent on the field at once like good teams do? Coaching. Dalton is who he is. It's been 8 seasons. Let's not act like the New England, and not find his replacement. I agree, man. It's really getting there. It's not a personal thing. It's nothing against Andy, but it's getting kind of close, bro. Let's see. Do you think our training staff needs to try a different method? I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know if these are just injuries that are happening or if it's the training staff. Something needs to change, though. How many more times do we have to hear Marvin Lewis say we have to watch the tape and get it right? It sounds like it's a broken record, man. Like you can understand why that might start like wearing on guys. Give Jeff Driscoll a chance. Bro, if we get to the point where we got to throw Jeff Driscoll in there, the season is over. Like I like Driscoll and all of that, but we all know if AJ McCarron couldn't get in, if Driscoll is getting in, it's because the game's over. Like we saw that Driscoll got in when it was like 50-7, bro. That's the only time he's getting in. Is Hugh Jackson the next head coach, or do you see Mike Brown looking outside of the organization? If we move on from Marvin Lewis, I think it's definitely Hugh Jackson. How do you feel about William Jackson III? William has had an up and down year. He's starting to kind of rebound though. He's looking more a lot like how he did last year. So we'll see. Did you see that Preston Brown went to the IR? I did. That sucked, bro. The Ravens went down the field and got a TD without throwing the ball once. Goddamn. Yeah, bro. It's this defense, man. And the offense, and not even just defense. Like the defense actually played pretty well. Offense just played very streaky and not good. Didn't help the defense out at all. I definitely put it more on the offense, to be honest with you. Does Hugh Jackson get emotional for the Browns game coming into Sunday's game? I think so. I mean, dude has had a hell of a year, man. He lost his a sibling, he lost his mother, then he gets fired. I think he does get emotional after that. Why is Marv going over the laser? Why hasn't he gone over the laser and asked, "What are you doing?" Because it's Marv. Marv is gonna Marv. That should be a slogan. Marv is gonna Marv. Do you think our defense looked a little bit better only because we were already struggling on offense and a rookie quarterback? Yeah, I mean they made adjustments. You definitely saw a lot of heart from the defense right now. Um, but we'll have to see. They still gave up 400 yards, so we'll see. Why wasn't Erickson on the field instead of Core? Erickson is overrated, bro. Like I like Erickson and all, but like he's never shown what he can do at the receiver position. He's been really good as a returner, but you know, I don't know if it's that they don't give him snaps. I don't know if it's that he can't really be a good receiver. I'm not gonna say that he's not good, but I don't know. I think you'd be hard pressed to put a guy his size on the outside, if you know what I mean. It's not his skill set, but I think it's just his size. How long would I have fired Marvin? If you guys have been following me on here, I had like a funeral for Marvin Lewis. Like I think it was like either last year or the year before. Um, I think a lot of people have been ready for Marvin to get out of here, bro. Like it's just I don't know. Will I join Zim Hude's live at 9:30? We'll have to see. I might be on there. Do you think John Ross is finally breaking out? Yep. Answered that. He was the next coach. What is needed for the Bengals to bounce back? Consistency on offense. They have to be consistent on offense. They haven't been this whole season. They have to get better on offense. Should we trade Dalton to move up in the draft and then draft a quarterback? That's a viable option. I mean, I have not looked at any of the draft stuff, but from what I hear, I heard this quarterback class isn't that good. So I don't know. I have to see what's out there. I would rather trade for, and this is definitely a far gone conclusion now, but I think like a couple years ago or a year ago when he was disgruntled, I wanted us to try to trade for Philip Rivers. That's definitely not happening now. But when they moved the team to Los Angeles, he was kind of pissed. So we'll see. We'll have to see what's out there. If it's a good quarterback in the 2019 draft, then you might have to get him. I've heard Dwayne Haskins a lot of times, so we'll see. Do you feel that this team is stale? And I know that I keep saying that, but when you see other teams, they seem more polished and fired up. We can't get 4-3 teams. Okay. That seems even more automatic. I agree. I mean, Mr. Rose, I think the team is definitely stale, especially on offense. We have to do what we can to try to pull this thing around. I don't know. What do I think of the defense that Marvin is taking over? It's slightly better. If you're going to trade Dalton, give him to the Redskins and give Gruden back his guy. That's funny. Devin White from LSU. Somebody in here was telling me about Devin White. Was like, remember that name when I live streamed. Bro, I checked him out. He's nasty. I definitely want him for sure. Definitely would not mind having him. Should we try to draft Anthony Jennings? He's a linebacker. Haven't looked at any of the draft stuff right now. I've heard a lot of Tua. Is that the dude from Alabama? I don't really watch college football like that. I don't watch any of the college football guys for real until it's like draft season. Then I watch like a lot of highlights and stuff like that. I did see Eifert's I did see Eifert's video update. He definitely said he had the noodle leg though. That's funny. That's funny. Do you think AJ will be back on Sunday? Answered that earlier. I think so. We'll have to see. Stay tuned. Do you think the Bengals will win if they do? What's the score? I don't like doing this, man. It's way too early in the week, but if I'm thinking about it right now, I'm going to say 28-25. Bengals win a game that they shouldn't have. They sneak away with a win because the Browns do something against they do something brownish because it's the Browns. They like might miss a field goal or something like that. Like I could see it being where the Bengals, go up early. It's like 28-14. The Browns come back. We start stalling on offense. And then like the Browns come down and they're about to get a field goal to tie the game to force overtime and then they miss it. That's the only thing I can think of. Do you think we can get Geno Smith from the Chargers for Andy? Bro, I do not want Geno Smith at all in any way, shape, or form. You just tried Andy Dalton's life. Uh, Geno Smith is trash, bro. Do we go linebacker, offensive line, or quarterback in the first round of the draft? I think it's between linebacker and quarterback. Swear to God, if the Raiders ball out on us, I'm out, bro. Woo! Will AJ retire a Bengal? I think if the Bengals can get their act together and get a sensible team, I think so. I'm with you. I picked them to win 18-24 because we're at home. Okay. If we lose to the Raiders, I'm done with football. Do I think the Bengals will make the playoffs? Talked about this earlier. I think that they do make it by. Well, I didn't say I think that they do make it. I think that it's they control their own destiny, man. Honestly, um, can I see them making the playoffs? Yes, I can also see them not making it though too. That is a terrible idea. The Red Rifle is waving Gino. Gino is complete trash. That was not a good. If you're gonna say like, should the Bengals trade for a backup? It has to be somebody that's actually had success. My dad, who's a Jets fan, straight stopped watching Jets games because of Gino. Bro, do y'all remember when we played Gino? It was like a couple years ago. He was so trash. That was like the game where Marvin Jones went off for like multiple touchdowns. I think it was like 3 touchdowns. AJ and Dalton has settled in for their whole career right here in Cincy. I hope so. They scared to move on from Andy because of him and AJ's friendship. That's one thing that I do worry about. Like, if the Bengals do move on from Andy, what does that mean with AJ? Does that mean AJ is ready to peel? I don't know. That's tough, man. AJ likes Andy. I think this is the Bengals' comeback game on Sunday. Offense clicks, defense holds the Browns, and they play well leading to the wild card game. I hope so. He threw 5 picks against us. Oh my God. Do you think this upcoming game is a must win for our playoff chances? Hell yeah. It definitely is, bro. It for sure is. Like, honestly, I felt like last week was a must win for us, to be honest, but this week is definitely a must win. Whereas Dunlap been, he's not playing that well at all. He just disappears in games. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like, he started off this year pretty strong. Let me actually check what his stats are real quick. He started off real strong, and him and Gino have kind of like fizzled out these last couple of games. It's been kind of weird. He still has 7 sacks on the season though. Like, it just he hasn't had any sacks in the last 2 games, so it probably feels like he's just not doing his thing. Did I hear about Pac-Man getting released? Yes. Yes, I did. I don't know what that means, bro. I don't know what that means. Do they bring him back? I have no idea. Honestly. I don't think Pac-Man can save us, honestly. Every game from here is a must win. I agree. We better not lose to the damn Browns. I agree. Andy needs to go. Yeah, bro, it's getting pretty close. Like, the way that this NFL is changing, Zim Hude has said it for the longest, bro. You got to give him props, bro. Like he said, straight up, like you have to have that top tier quarterback, and I'd be hard pressed to disagree with him. Drew Lock, I think I've heard of that name. I heard of that name for sure. Dunlap had a sack last game. If anything, Gino disappeared. I just pulled the stats up, bro. I don't see him having it says that he didn't get a sack last game for Carlos Dunlap. Am I the only one who's kind of nervous about this game on Sunday? It's Bengals games, bro. I'm always nervous, to be honest with you. This team is not going anywhere until Brown and Marv are gone. Good luck on Brown, bro. Yes, I do remember the Bengals going ham on Donnie Manziel. Okay, let's make this real. Carson Wentz for a first round and Andy. Do you think they will take him? Bro, Anthony, the Eagles are not trading Carson Wentz, bro. They might trade Nick Foles. I don't think there's a difference between Nick Foles and Andy Dalton though, on the real. I think Andy is only as good as his weapons are around him. That's facts. If we finish 11-5, I'm gonna rub it in Zip's face. I hope so, bro. That would be a tall order. That would we would have to win like almost every game, right? Does Hugh have a title yet? Assistant to the head coach, I believe. We should bring Pac-Man back. We need his energy on defense. True. Homie, give me some love here. Buddy, I was watching the game last night and it doesn't even matter how far we get. What up, Rusty? It's all good, bro. You gonna bet me $20 the Bengals finish 11-5? Um, we don't need to bet for cash, bro. We definitely don't need to bet for cash, but we can come up with some kind of wager, man. I don't want to bet against my team doing good though. I don't even feel good doing that. I feel like that would be horrible of me as a fan to be like, yeah, bro, I bet we're not gonna be good. That would be horrible. I'm not gonna take that bet, bro. I'm not gonna take that bet. That sounds horrible. We don't do that in Who Dey Nation. Terrell Pryor is a free agent. He's a free agent for a reason, but I would still take him at the wide receiver position. You think Marvin Lewis can get the defense good? He'll get it all right. It's not going to be good. Our offense needs at least three more linemen. Uh, let's see. I doubt we beat the Steelers. We need to focus on offense in this draft. Defense is made obsolete. I mean, if we're talking about offense, I think it just needs to be a quarterback. The made Zimmer the head coach. Goodness. At least Andy is moving his legs. He seems to be running more this year. Yeah, true. Yeah. Cody Core. Let's see. All right, let's see. How quickly we forget. Remember '05 when he was playing lights out, but an injury to Palmer wipes out our season. How about 2015? And we're still damn near a win with the backup quarterback. That does suck, bro. That does suck, bro. My two best friends are Ravens and Steelers fans, so if we lose to the Steelers again, I'm getting an airfare already because I got one last week. True, true. And I don't know if we still won from the Chargers, bro, or the Steelers. Just being honest with you. Cody Court equals AJ Green's dad. Nah, fam. I'm still thinking 9-7, guys. I'm still thinking 9-7. 8-8 would be trash. Okay. I'm gonna take a couple more questions here, and then I'm gonna head out. I know I might try to catch Zim Huday's IG live. We'll see. Point is, Marvin and our staff do actually know what they are doing. Plus, look at their improvements from last year to this year. AJ Green isn't hurt. We won yesterday. I don't know about Marvin and the staff knowing about what they're actually doing, bro. They can't even use John Ross. They threw Cody Core out there on fourth down and called a play to him. No, I think I've seen some improvements for sure, but it's marginal improvements. You went from the 32nd ranked offense last year to 25th, slightly better, but still not matching the players that you have on this team. We can pull out the Chargers game. Phillip Rivers versus Andy Dalton. Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. We got to get way more consistent on offense, man. Like these last, have y'all realized how bad this offense has been? Like without AJ Green, shoo. Come on, man, Brian. You don't need to put all of that out here. We don't do all of that. Get out of here with that. Do you think Yonder will get disciplined for spitting on Tez or get an extension? I think so. You have to give him some kind of fine for that. We had the ninth pick. Brian, we here to talk about the Bengals, bro. You can take that shit somewhere else. We had the ninth pick in the draft. No hopes of the playoffs. This year we're in it. Injuries have hurt us, but we are still in the chase. Let's have a bit of faith. We aren't going 4-12. We're definitely not going 4-12. Definitely not. Definitely not. Uh huh. Yep. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Cody. This dude is like Hardy Nickerson, straight trash. You think Marvin will still be here next year? Nah, I think he could be out of there. Um, let's see. As a Canadian fan, I have to say this is the most disappointing season I can remember. I can see that too. Definitely had so much higher hopes in preseason, bro, for sure. Um, we need to win the rest of the games if we want to be in the playoffs. Yeah, I agree. Marvin Lewis won't have a job next year. True. When do you start your channel? When did I start? Did I start my channel? I started it like 2 or 3 years ago. I think it's 3 years ago. To be honest with you, yeah, I done definitely made a good catch and got kicked out. That's why I want a new coach, Michael. Like, if we do get a new coach, then we definitely will find their own quarterback. That would be great. Laser should be fired. I really wasn't cool with us having Laser anyway. Like, I really didn't want Bill Laser as an offensive coordinator. Um, if you guys were following me back then, you would know that I didn't want him at all. Like, I definitely never wanted Bill Laser. He was not that good of an offensive coordinator to me. I tried to tell people from the get go that he was not that good, and Bengals did what they did, which is Bengal. He's not that good of an offense coordinator. I could see them getting away from him. Okay. I think Andy with AJ proves that we need an upgrade at quarterback. I agree. I agree. That's definitely true. Um. Yep. I already. Yep. You're right. Laser is not that good. Yeah, man. I'm heading out of here too, Adrian. Who day, all day, every day, especially on Sunday. Appreciate the love, bro. But yeah, fellas, I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm gonna do a members only stream soon, so make sure you become a member. I'm gonna activate that. Be sure that you check us out. Subscribe, comment, new, all of that, whatever. Hey, Brian, eat a dick. But as usual, I'll leave you with a who day, all day, every day, and especially on Sunday.